Welcome back to Unaware Commentary, the place for Pokemon TCG battle narration that doesn't care about the stats.
Welcome back, trainers, to another exciting Pokemon TCG battle narration. I'm your Unaware narrator, and we are catching up with our players here as the battle is about to commence. Our player 2 on the right with the Bubble Mew mat, drawing for turn, starting a Feroki in the active position. Our player 1 on the left with an Ethan's Ho-Oh mat, starting a Latios EX in the active position. We're going to see the benching of a Staryu and a Feroki for our player 2, who is going first. Taking a look at that and trying to figure out if there are any item cards we want to play. No supporters are going to be played this turn, likely, as it is the first turn of the game, and supporters are normally not going to be able to be played except for some rare circumstances. We did see the attachment of a basic water energy to the Feroki in the active position. Not going to be able to attack just yet this turn. A draw from our player 1, the playing of a Pokepad, allowing for going into the deck and finding a non-rule box Pokemon. Looks like a Greninja being eyed up here as an option for our player 1. Going to take a look at the hand, see if we're going back into the deck. Do see a Lily's Determination, likely to be the supporter for turn, so if we're not going to draw any cards possible, we would just end up Lilying the hand in. The benching of a Pheasantipity EX, not going to be initially relevant. Going to see the attachment of a Power Glass onto that Frillish and the utilization of Lily's Determination, shuffling the hand into the deck, drawing 8 cards as no prize cards have been taken, and there are 6 prize cards available to our player 1. The Power Glass tool card, not something that is super commonly seen in the Pokemon TCG, but an item card that will allow for the recovery of energy at the end of turns, typically seen in things like Pikachu EX that discards its energy, things like Diancie EX. You see the drawing of some more cards here. Don't think I saw an energy card in this hand. A couple of Ultra Ball available. There's the Diancie EX that was previously talked about. Considering benching the Diancie EX, trying to consider if that's going to be a good option, or if it's going to need to be discarded to the Ultra Ball here potentially. A couple of Ultra Balls in the hand, a lot of opportunity to get the rest of the bench set up. We do see the discarding of an Ultra Ball and the Mega Diancie to Ultra Ball to go into the deck and find any Pokemon card and put it into the hand. Taking a look at what may be available for the rest of the game, it's very important to know what cards are going to be available throughout the game. You see a Duskull going to find its way onto the bench here, get that evolution line established early, and see a Mystery Guard in the hand, a Dusknoir in the hand, leave an energy to attach to this Frillish. Nope, just going to see a pass, no attack from our player 1 here on the opening turn. And do see the evolution of a Frogadier into the active position, as well as the benched Feroki options here in the hand for our player 2. Don't look great with just a Salvatore in the hand, potentially another energy in the hand, but no supporter card to be able to draw cards. We will be able to see that summoning Jutsu attack this turn from the Frogadier, potentially going into the deck and finding any 3 Pokemon, something like a Mega Greninja for the following turn, potentially a Mega Starmie as well for the following turn. We're going to see the attachment of the water energy to that Frogadier in the active position. Our player 2 not feeling like it is being threatened. That hand is currently dead with just an energy retrieval in it, as well as that Salvatore that is not going to be used this turn. Could typically be used to go grab that Mega Starmie, but we are just going to be able to go into the deck here with summoning Jutsu and find a Mega Greninja, a Mega Starmie, and a Meowth for the following turn. A good means of being able to get out of this situation. Summoning Jutsu going to be a great option here for our player, just to be able to see the necessary resources that to be able to get attacks off next turn, establish a secondary threat, as well as go get a supporter card to set up for the following turn, basically assuring that a Lily's Determination or even a Boss's Orders, if we want to track down anything specific in play. Mega Greninja EX, not known for its high damage output, rather its ability to utilize its ability to spread damage out onto the bench of players, be able to target down something like that Duskull, should it not find its way off of the board this turn, or to be able to initially lower the HP of that Latias and then take a knockout. You wouldn't have the need for a boss orders there, but the Latias likely going to be a good option here for our player. We're going to see the benching of a Frillish, the attachment of a Psychic Energy, the evolution into a Jellicent on that initial bench Frillish, the playing of the stadium here onto the battlefield, going to change the arena into a Mystery Garden, a stadium card that allows for the discarding of a Psychic Energy and the drawing up to the number of Psychic Pokemon in play. You see the playing of a Meowth going into the deck, finding a Judge, a good way of being able to get rid of those summoning Jutsu Pokemon, and the Meowth that was found, known that the Meowth was going to be potentially utilized to find a supporter card on the following turn and allow for greater access to resources. Something like a Judge going to hand disrupt, potentially lower the resources available to our player 2, and likely going to see an Oceanic Bloom from that benched Frillish this turn to turn off the items. So low hand and low items going to limit the resources going to be available for our player 2 in the following turn to be able to get up a Mega Greninja and start attacking. See what these 4 cards are here, see if we find an energy to potentially discard to the Mystery Garden to keep going. We do see a Telepathic Psychic Energy in the hand, the finding of a Dusclops going to be evolved onto the bench. Taking a look here how many Psychic Pokemon there are in play, there's just going to be 3, so we're going to discard the Telepathic Psychic Energy, we're going to hand down the 2, drawing of 2 cards. There's 4 Psychic Pokemon in play. My apologies, 4 Psychic Pokemon in play. Discarding the Telepathic Psychic Energy, drawing 2 cards to get the hand up to 4, and an Oceanic Bloom coming out of from the player 1's side. That attack doing 20 damage and turning off item cards for the following turn. Did not get a look at the 4 cards that are going to be available to our player 2. They're just going to have a Meowth in the hand, still able to go into the deck and find a supporter card for the turn if they are unhappy with that hand, or just want to see 8 different cards potentially off of the Lily's Determination. A unique card, much like the Judge of that. When cards are shuffled in, you may see the same cards come back up. Taking a look here at what resources may be available should a better play be available, something like a Dawn or a Boss's Orders to potentially track something down on the bench here. Lots of 2 prize of liabilities. May not want to take a single prize on this Frillish should we go into something like a Mega Greninja, which is going to be able to be done off of this Dawn, very similar to the summoning Jutsu that we saw in the previous turn from the Frogadier. Dawn just going to be able to go get the same 3 Pokemon that we saw off of the summoning Jutsu, except for we don't need the initial Meowth right now because that's what went and got the Dawn. So going to be able to see a Mega Greninja this turn, potentially a Starmie into play to buff the HP of something like that Staryu, as well as the opportunity to go get another Pokemon for the following turn, something like a Pheasantipity, should we see a surprising knockout on the following turn, or something getting tracked down on the following turn. We did see a Judge in the hand, so not in need of another draw supporter at the moment for the following turn, so no need to grab a second Meowth if there is one available in the deck. Going to see those cards here. It is going to be a Pheasantipity, a Mega Starmie, and a Mega Greninja finding their way into the hand. Mega Greninja going to be all powered up as well. We did see a Neo Upper Energy in the hand, not counting as a Water Energy in the hand, but when attached to a Stage 2 Pokemon is going to be able to provide 2 different energy types. Not going to be a problem when Ninja Spinner is going to be able to put energies back in the hand for the following turns, as well as deal 200 damage. Going to be plenty to knock out of that Frillish potentially that only has 80 HP. So our player 2 in a great position here, just shuffling up after that Dawn. Not sure what the route is for our player 1 here. Was probably hoping that that item lock would stick a little better and allow for more Pokemon to find their way into play. The patience of something like evolving up a Dusknoir, trying to get extra energies onto something like that Jellicent, as with 2 energies it can use its attack of Power Press, we're going to be much stronger with 4 energies attack, doubling that damage from 80 up to 160. We do see the evolution of the Mega Greninja EX into the active position, going to determine if we are going to play that Neo Upper Energy onto that Mega Greninja EX, just fully expend all of our resources here to make that available. Looking at that potential energy attachment for turn, did not see an additional energy in the hand, so we're not going to see the activation of the Mega Greninja EX's ability here of Mortal Shuriken, as we don't have a water energy to discard. Already saw the support for turn. Fezidipity may make its way onto the bench, but it is another 2 prize liability. We're not sure if we want to surrender that card draw, but we did see a Judge come out of our player 1 in the previous turn. So being frugal with our resources may not be the route if this Jellicent deck is relying on Judge as a primary supporter. Being able to break parity with something like that Mystery Garden that is still present on the battlefield. We do see the Neo Upper Energy as the attachment finding its way onto that Mega Greninja EX. Are we just going to see the Ninja Spinner here, only needing to do 120 damage, but having the option to potentially put that water energy into the hand for the following turn to have the Mortal Shuriken potentially available, making a determination of whether or not putting that energy into hand is going to be the correct option here. Just trying to see how much damage we're going to do. We are going to do just the 120. The energy not finding its way into the hand here. 4 energy going to stay on that Mega Greninja for the following turns. Going to see the promotion of Latias EX, being that it has free retreat. Lots of options. Another Latias EX into the hand off of the draw. Looks like we're thinking about the benching of a Duskull here onto the bench. Get that 4th Psychic Pokemon back into play. Being able to activate something like the Mystery Garden potentially. Do see an Ultra Ball in hand. Potentially being able to utilize that to see more resources. Going to see a Psychic Energy as a consideration. Only going to be able to discard it down. Maybe something like the utilization of Fezidipity to see more options here. Not wanting to discard the resources in hand. A Wondrous Patch, a Lily's Pearl, Lily's Cavalier EX not in play, so not going to be a very helpful card. Not going to be able to activate Mystery Guard now as there are more cards in hand than there are Pokemon. We do see the utilization of Wondrous Patch here, getting a Psychic Energy out of the discard pile onto the Jellicent EX. Going to be important to be able to get that Pokemon powered up here so that we can start doing damage, potentially utilizing its ability to try to slow down our player 2 with the Oceanic Curse. When the Jellicent is in the active position, the opposing player cannot play item cards or attach Pokemon tool cards. Thinking about the activation of Dusclops here, not going to wait and get a Dusknoir into play. Interesting to see where these damage counters go. Mega Greninja EX, being that it is a stage 2 Mega Pokemon, does have a large HP stat with that 350, so going to be able to try to get it down a bit by bit here as the Jellicent is short on energies. It is going to be that 50 damage finding its way onto the active Mega Greninja, making space for that Meowth EX that was drawn. Going to go into the deck and find a supporter card. It is going to be another Judge, so potentially going to limit the resources in the hand once again here with a Judge. Both players going to shuffle their hands into the deck and draw just 4 cards. We have not seen the activation of the Mystery Garden here, so potentially able to break parity on this Judge again should some item cards be found, able to put some additional resources into play. An interesting choice to have possibly Dusclops here, as 50 damage does bring down the Mega Greninja's HP stat, but not to a degree where 80 damage is going to be able to knock it out. It does still have plenty of HP available to it, so it can attack on the following turns. Jellicent EX is going to be able to survive at least a Ninja Spinner on the following turn, potentially also a Ninja Spinner plus a Mortal Shuriken, as Mortal Shuriken only putting 6 damage counters on one of the opponent's Pokemon. That Duskull, though, not going to survive a Mortal Shuriken, so potentially just more prizes going to be available here for our player 2, potentially able to take out a Duskull on the bench and then attack the Jellicent should any energy cards be found off of the floor cards from this judge. Likely we're going to see the Jellicent going to the active position, so that item lock will be present, but the Mega Greninja is already in play, and so is the Mega Starmie, so I don't know how worried we are about the fact that we're not going to have access to items or tool cards. The Mega Greninja EX deck, not known for playing very many tools, but there are usually air balloons in the deck. A Hilda air balloon, a special red card found for our player 2, an energy found for our player 1, a secret box, a wondrous patch. Not able to play the wondrous patch. There isn't any basic psychic energy in the discard pile. Not able to activate the mystery garden. Not wanting to secret box away the wondrous patch. What are our options here? Do we see maybe the Ultra Ball? We don't want to discard the secret box to Ultra Ball, because that's our ace spec. It's our resource to be able to go into the deck, find additional stadium. Should our stadium get bumped or something here? We're just explaining the abilities here, making sure everyone is aware that items are not going to be on the table for our player 2 here. The power press is just going to do an additional 80 damage to the active Greninja, who has 120 damage counters on it, going to put it up to 200 damage with 150 HP remaining. Not too concerned even about a power press on the following turn. The initial 20 damage being dealt from the Oceanic Bloom, the 50 damage from the previous Dusclops, as well as that power press that we did see the draw for turn, the bumping of the stadium with the Surfing Beach, going to allow for the movement of some of these water Pokemon in play. You're allowed to activate it once per turn to move a benched water Pokemon into the active position. Should the active Pokemon also be a water Pokemon, we do see the playing of a Lily's Determination instead of that Hilda for the turn. We're going to shuffle the hand in and draw 6 cards into the hand. The Pheasantipity EX no longer in that hand, as it was judged away on the previous turn. So holding those resources a lot of times can be good to limit liabilities, but against a deck that is playing lots of hand disruption cards, it can also be difficult to go grab something like a Pheasantipity, as the play of Ultra Ball will not be available this turn, as we are not gusting around the Jellicent. Likely just going to see an attack into it. Do we see a water energy? Any water energy here for the activation of something like Mortal Shuriken? Energy Search not going to be a viable option, but 2 water energy are available in the hand, so Mortal Shuriken is an option to be activated here. Not able to play the Buddy Buddy Poffin to go get additional resources or to set up additional things off the bench. Not able to go grab the energies. We already played our supporter for turn. The hand really is just the playables of the water energies. We haven't seen our attachment for turn yet. Could see an attachment on to the bench Frogadier to potentially set up for another Mega Greninja, or the attachment to the Mega Starmie to power up that Jetting Blow attack. If that water energy is going to find its way onto the Mega Starmie for the attachment for turn, the activation of the Surfing Beach, going to see the promotion of the Mega Starmie into the active position here. No Mortal Shuriken being activated. Want to retain that water energy in the hand, potentially to make additional attachments, and we're going to see Jetting Blow dealing 120 damage to the active Jellicent EX, where that additional 50 damage is going to find its way onto one of the benched Pokemon of our player 1. Where does that 50 damage find itself? Could be on to any of the liabilities that are there. It is going to be onto that Pheasantipity EX, threatening that catch-up draw engine here. The drawing of a Latias EX, probably just going to be discarded to the secret box. We do see the discarding of we're going to see the playing of the secret box, going to go into the deck, find some resources, discarding Wondrous Patch, Latias EX, and Ultra Ball, keeping the basic energy in hand to be potentially utilized for something like the Mystery Garden. There is only 3 Psychic Pokemon in play, so we would need to see some of the cards here go into play. Secret Box, the ace spec for this deck, allowing for the searching up of 1 of each trainer card type, an item, a supporter, a tool card, and a stadium. Mystery Garden likely just the only stadium in this deck, but important to be able to get back into play. Get that Surfing Beach out of play, limit some of the flexibility of Pokemon movement from our player 2. Looks like the selection of a Night Stretcher, potentially to try to grab back some Pokemon here. We do know that we already have an energy in hand to either be attached or discarded to the Mystery Garden. Looking at potentially a Lily's Determination to see additional resources this turn. Our player 1 is still at 6 prizes, so would get the option of playing a full Lily's Determination and a Power Glass as the final tool. As a Lily's Pearl, not going to be the ideal grab here, being that there is still no Lily's Clefairy EX in play. Where do these cards go? How do we pare down this hand into some playables, considering what to utilize the Night Stretcher on here? Going to shuffle the deck. There was not a knockout taken on the previous turn, so we are not going to see any draws initially. Potentially going to see some cards drawn off of the Mystery Garden, should that be an available resource. Just going to see the tapping of the deck, the playing of the Night Stretcher. Looking at the discard pile, going to be able to take a non-rule box Pokemon, any Pokemon, or energy card, a basic energy card, out of the discard pile, put it into play. We did see the grabbing of the Dusclops. Looks like we may see a Curse Blast here, just trying to increase some of the damage. That Mega Starmie EX does have 310 HP, or 330 HP, excuse me, 330 HP, so 50 less now, putting it down to 280, but well out of range of a Power Press this turn, as 160 is going to be the damage cap right now for this Jellicent. That's if we can get 2 additional energy cards, which is going to be difficult, being that it's in the active position. Things like Wondrous Patch aren't going to be able to affect it. We're not even going to see the attachment of that Psychic Energy, just the playing of the Lily's Determination after putting the Power Glass in hand, because there's only 2 Psychic types in play now. We would have just discarded and drawn a single card that would have gotten shuffled away to the Lily's Determination anyways. Potentially not the correct cards being discarded by our player 1 on that secret box, discarding something like the Psychic Energy, and then going into the deck and finding either Lily's or Judge would have allowed for the playing of Wondrous Patch to get an additional resource into play. Not seeing something like a switch here. We do see a Lily's Clefairy being drawn off of the 8 cards from the Lily's Determination. We do see a switch in the hand now, and a Wondrous Patch. We could also see our attachment for turn, so we could see a fully powered up Lily's Clefairy or a powered up Jellicent EX. The switch going to pull the Jellicent EX out of the active position, putting the Latias EX into the active with that Power Glass attached to it. Likely not going to make its way all the way through the turn, so that Power Glass just there to be out of the hand. The Mega Diancie was discarded early in the game, so Power Glass likely not going to be as big of a deal here. Has not activated on the Jellicent, as there has not been basic energy in play post attack step, or post the resolution of attacks between turns for the Power Glass to be utilized. For looking at potentially the attachment for turn of a Psychic Energy or a Telepathic Psychic Energy. Do we spread our energies out here to be able to establish an attacker on the next turn? We are going to see the attachment of Telepathic Energy. Nope. Considering an attachment rather of a basic Psychic Energy onto the Lily's Clefairy. Not going to see the playing of Wondrous Patch or anything like that. Just trying to establish a potential attacker for the following turn. Lily's Clefairy EX, currently giving up 2 prize cards as it does not have a Lily's Pearl attached, are just going to see a Power Press for 80 damage, putting that Mega Starmie EX at 130 damage. Not going to be able to knock out the active Jellicent with something like Jetting Blow. Could see the finding of another Surfing Beach, potentially drawing of a Water Energy search here. Boss's Order is also available if we want to take a knockout on something like one of the Meowths this turn. With the Mega Greninja, could see a lot of options here. The activation of Mortal Shuriken, potentially to continue to soften up Pokemon on the bench, like that Pheasantipity EX. Options here for supporters. Did see a Lily's Determination, but we do have a Boss's Orders in hand that are just on 3 prize cards. So possible that we could just be going for an attack. You see the attachment of a water energy onto that active Mega Starmie EX. Are we setting up for a Nebula Beam, another Jetting Blow, or Mega Starmie EX does only have 2 retreat. A lot of times we see air balloons or just Mega Starmie in the active position taking knockouts and getting wallied. We're just going to see the retreat here back into that fully powered up Mega Greninja EX with some damage counters on it, but going to be able to deal 200 damage this turn with the Ninja Spinner. Should we return an energy to the hand, we're going to see the boss's orders. Going to track down that Lily's Clefairy EX. Was likely going to be able to increase the damage available, though our player 2's bench is smaller. We're just going to see the utilization of Ninja Spinner here, returning an energy to the hand. It is going to be one of those basic water energy most likely, and to allow for the utilization of Mortal Shuriken potentially on the following turns. The knocking out of this Lily's Clefairy EX without a Lily's Pearl does mean it's going to give up 2 prize cards, putting our player 2 down to just 1 prize. They're just running away with this game right now. What options are available here? Power Press, not the damage dealing attack that it usually is. Item Lock not being very impactful on our player 2, just finding the resources necessary off of these draws, off of these prizes. Do you see the attachment of a telepathic energy potentially going into the deck and finding an additional Pokemon to put on the bench? There is another Lily's Clefairy EX in the deck. It does look like we don't have the option to play another Duskull. We couldn't activate Curse Blast right now anyways. There's only 1 prize card for our player 2. Lily's Pearl is in the hand now, likely the draw for turn, as it did not find its way onto the Lily's Clefairy on the previous turn. Due to the prize mapping here being shifted by the Curse Blast that were utilized early in the game just to put 50 damage counters in different spots, it isn't super relevant that the Lily's Pearl is there now anyways. We're going to see the playing of a Wondrous Patch here, being able to go into the discard pile, grab a basic Psychic Energy, and put it on to the Jellicent here. Not going to see the powering up of the Lily's Clefairy, as the Lily's Clefairy was grabbed off of Telepathic Energy. We just see a boss's orders in the hand, not an option to be able to get any additional resources except for this Flip the Script. Going to see the drawing of a Deoxys, a Psychic Energy, and a Rare Candy. No Pokemon to be Rare Candied, no bench spot for Deoxys Energy already attached for turn. Just going to see the retreat of the Latios, the promotion of the Jellicent EX here. Power Press doing 160 damage to that active Mega Greninja EX. Not enough to be able to take the knockout though. So Mega Greninja EX likely just going to take a knockout on the following turn and claim victory for our player 2. Don't really see where the out is here. Those damage counters being placed on to the Mega Greninja EX, but with the Neo Upper Energy, the Water Energy, access to Water Energy in hand for something like Mortal Shuriken to be able to do additional damage here. Just don't see the line where there isn't a knockout being taken this turn. Looking at potentially playing some additional resources in the turn, I think coming to an awareness that this game is just over. We're going to see the Ninja Spinner dealing 200 damage to the active Jellicent EX, taking a knockout. That is going to take the final prize for the game. Thank you so much for watching, players. We will catch you next time.